YouTube, you guys, I'm sorry. I am late. I drove as fast as I could. I promise. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be surprised if I even get a crowd here tonight, you guys. I know. So it's on at 4:30. I updated you guys on the channel. Said I'll be on at 5:30. It is now 5:51. Um, Friend of the family. Um, you know, some stuff happened and they had to move real fast, and I had about a day notice, and I had to help my mom and my stepdad and my family. We had to move this person's whole entire house, and obviously, as a giant human being, if there's moving to be done, I am contacted to move. I don't know if you guys know what that's like, but if anybody in your life is moving, they're going to call you. So I'm that guy, right? Because I'm big and they have heavy things to lift, I immediately get the phone call, hey, need you to be here tomorrow to move an entire house. So all day I've been moving, guys. I'm so sorry about being late. They were trying to get me out of there. They know I go live, and so I rushed as fast as I could. So, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm so sorry, guys. I rushed. I promise. Cole, what's going on? Chad Pittman, what's going on? Benji Mack, Paul Den, Palin, what's going on? David Chapman, Arm Wrestling, Sub MC, Keith Scarborough, what's going on? I love AOC. There he is. What's going on, AOC? How you doing, bud? So once again, guys, sorry I'm late. Accept my apology. I'm sorry. I've been sweating my ass off all day, trying to rehydrate a little bit. I like these Gator Light things. You guys ever drink these? They're like the Pedialyte type things, but Gatorade made their own version. I like these, and I've been sweating really hard today, so I'm trying to, hydrate a little bit. So yeah, for those of you guys that weren't with me last night, I went live last night for my birthday. Had a good time. A lot of people hung out. I appreciate that. Today, I don't know how long I'm going to be on here. We'll go over the East versus West matches. I kind of want to go over my thoughts on each thing, on the match. Yeah, I know. I know I needed to get that this video out, or an East versus West review in my eyes. I don't have Adnan. What's going on, Alex? What's happening? You going to Pull Hook Press Sunday? I haven't even thought about it, Benji. To be honest, it hasn't even crossed my mind. I've been super busy. I completely forgot about it, but. Generally, we practice on Sundays, so maybe I'll head down there. I need to find. I think I have it on my. Hopefully, I still have it on my phone. I had the breakdown of the matches, the order. Hopefully, I saved it where I can talk about East versus West. Come on, tell me I saved it. Oh no, did I not save it? The order of the matches. Ah! Are you guys gonna have to walk me through the matches? Which one? I forget the order of all of them. I don't have it saved. Crap. Damn it, man. Look at me. I'm so unprofessional, you guys. All the other YouTubers would have this stuff ready. I literally ran to my door, set my stuff down, came over here, turned on the computer, and just went live. I knew I was really late. Denver's Prunik, that's the stuff. I know that we're definitely going to get to that. Anything to talk about is that Joshua Grant said that Prunik would win easily, and Devin destroyed that notion. Oh, Joshua Grant said that? Really? Caleb Barman, what's going on, Caleb? Thanks for coming through, bud. What about the Olympia 18th December? I no, because I'd have to call the whole weekend to work for that, man. I don't have a match for that or anything like that, so probably not. I just got to map this out correctly, man. If I'm called off work, it's a big deal. They don't take it lightly when I call off work, and I work Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it really has to be something I plan ahead, and it has to be a big reason for me to call off work, right? Yeah. Lloyd Christmas, what's going on? Thanks for coming through, bud. Let me go to Ingen Terzi's Facebook. I'm sure he has the picture of the lineup that was on East versus West. I'm sure there's going to be a post. Where's that poster that has all the matches? Where is it? And we'll go through it that way. I think that's how I found it last time. Come on. Sorry, guys. This is super unprofessional of me. Where's the breakdown? There was a picture with all the... There it is. That's the picture I'm looking for. You guys know what I'm talking about? This one? They had it all? There we go. Okay. So, what's going on? Xavier's in here. AOC, you're still after Chaffey? Of course I'm always going to be after Chaffey. Hello, Paul. Chaffey would destroy Derek, says Paul. Then, damn, Paul, it's cold-blooded, man. Mike San Emmanuel Enriquez says, "Hey Derek, what's up? I think it's easier to Morozov to supinate and go inside and win to Levon than Hermes cracking Levon's hand. Do you agree? If not, why? Thank you. All the best." I think neither one of them can do either one of those things. First off, Morozov's not going to turn Levon into a hook, and I don't think Hermes is going to take Levon's wrist. I think Levon will top roll Hermes' wrist. I think that Levon's not a bad arm wrestler. I think Hermes will low hand like this. Levon will keep his knuckles up, and Levon will post and go right over the top of Hermes and crack Hermes' wrist. I'm fairly confident in it. Who win, Morozov or Sandras? I think we have to say Morozov, although Sandras looks amazing. I think we have to go with Morozov on that one. Yeah. Morozov destroyed Rivas. All right, we're gonna get into all these matches. Let's go in the order of, I think. Oh, did he have it in order? Crap. I don't know if it's in order in this thing. But yeah, we'll work our way right to left on this. So Zarab and Ryan Bowen. I predicted for Zarab to win this. I can't remember. I know I said it would be. It depended on if Ryan could pull through Zarab's arm. Zarab ended up getting some really aggressive pins on there, and like I said, Ryan's arm couldn't hold up to Zarab, especially when he started applying the side pressure in the later rounds. I think, yeah, I mean that's a tall order, man. Just because Zarab lost to Chance and stuff doesn't mean to Chance and to John doesn't mean that Zarab's a low tier arm wrestler. I think that he might have been underestimated a little bit. But yeah, it kind of played out similar to the way I thought it would in terms of the angles. But yeah, I mean, Ryan was able to give Zarab's hand some work, his wrist some work, but in the end, it didn't matter. It didn't matter enough. He didn't give his wrist that hard work until too late. Yeah, so got that one right. Adam Wawrzynski and Bozhidar Semenov. This was a big one for me. This is a big one for North America in general to see an emerging star in Adam Wawrzynski. I said I was really excited about this match. I gave Bozhidar the nod. I said that he would have to be the favorite going into it. I know Adam had some weight on him and stuff like that, but I hadn't studied Adam enough to know what level he was at. I don't think anybody knew at that level that Adam was that ready, right? So I was so glad to be wrong on that one, right? So congratulations. I already messaged Adam, but huge congratulations to Adam Wawrzynski. Dude looked super dominant. Yeah, I thought because he'd hook with Bozhidar that it would be right, in his wheelhouse, and he'd be able to make it an endurance match. Maybe Bozhidar would pull through it or something like that. But the strength gap was too big. It was different levels of strength that day on that table. That's for sure. Catch up with the chat here before I go too far. Morozov for Hermes too soon for Levon. Yeah, Morozov would beat Sandras. Thomas Mouse says Jody was too close to match. All I could hear was her screaming. I had my volume turned down because I was in Discord talking to people, so I couldn't hear her screaming too much. Genetics at the end of the day, Hermes is an 80 kg puller. That does play a factor into it. I honestly think Levon versus Hermes will look completely one-sided. Levon's hand is too ridiculous. I agree, David. Right now. And Hermes is getting bigger and bigger. Who knows, right? He might be the next. What's his name? Oh my God! I can't. These brain farts. I'm getting so old. He might be the next top roller. Back in the day, Travis Bajent and Denis Plenkov and Arsen Liliev. Jesus. Hermes might be the next Arsen, right? A guy that's wasn't naturally very big, gets way bigger than his frame was supposed to be. Top roller that relies on speed. It might be that situation, but Levon is not Dennis. Levon is more complete than Dennis, in my opinion. I think Dennis has a better bicep than Levon, but I think everything else Levon has on him. So yeah, I can't see Hermes just plowing through Levon's wrist. I can't see it. But we'll see. Hermes' head gains are massive. His face and neck is getting too much with all the weight he is gaining all the time. People hold weight in different spots, man. I have a huge double chin under here. I try to keep a beard on it just to keep it hidden. Who do you think should be next for Devin? He's staying in that class. I mean, some people are saying Sandras. That would be if Sandras could make that weight and stuff. That would be an interesting one. Sandras is pretty complete and he's doing well. I think Devin might be the lead. I think he's the leader of that pack. Also, if Michael Todd can make that weight, maybe we could see that matchup again at a lighter weight. But yeah, probably one of those two. Slap the likes, guys. Oh, what are we at? 21 likes and 50 people in here. If it's not too much trouble, if you guys can click, if you're on mobile on your phone, just close out the live chat, hit thumbs up, bring back up the live chat. Appreciate it, guys. No way Hermes can take Levon right now. Better if he takes on Devin first. Would be a great match. Is Devin still going to be pulling the big super heavyweights? I mean, there's a bunch of matches. If he's still going to pull open to pulling super heavyweights, then of course a lot of matches I want to see. I just don't know if he's trying to just stay lighter right now. Adam doesn't really have a neck the beefcake. Deep says Jody was in Levon's corners, or sorry, Devon's. Watch it with volume. I need to. Hey, everyone, including Shay from the West Coast. Mike McIntyre, what's going on? Oh, you guys. I hope you guys weren't here last night. Hey. Upgrade. You guys haven't seen Shave's upgrade. Just saying. He has a new bow tie, and you got the light upgrade. Just saying. I know you guys freaked out just now when I hit that light show. We got shredded cheese back there. I'm going to try to get shredded cheese, I think, moved over here. I want shredded cheese to be in full view, I think. I got to find a way to put them in front of the backdrop. Shredded cheese needs to be appreciated. Let's see. The Devin match made me feel physically ill, no lie. Why is that, Harvey? When you take on Devin, you also have to take on Jody and the refs. I agree. I don't think the refs are on Devin's side, but he'll bully him. Hermes versus Dennis would be a better matchup. That would be cool. That would be good. Or Dennis looked really strong right-handed. Ooh, Hermes and Dennis. I didn't think about that. That would be a cool one. It would remind me of Arson and Dennis a little bit, right? But not the same Dennis. Definitely not Arson. But it would kind of remind me of that. If Hermes won center table against Dave, I would think he might have a chance against Levon. I'm not sure Hermes has the side pressure or arm power. I'm legitimately thinking. Okay, we're gonna get to that match. Okay, let's keep moving up the list, guys. Georgie Semenov versus Sergey Petrenko. That was a really good one, right? That was where Sergey went up early, and then Georgie came back in the end, right? And ended up winning. It was 3-2, right? Was that? Am I saying that correctly, guys? That one was 3-2. Georgie won that, correct? That was a banger. That was a good match. That was a really good match, actually. I forgot about that because it's not an Eastern guy versus a Western guy. Yeah, Sergey came out super dominant and lost, like Texas Piranha says. Yeah, that was a good one. I forgot about that match. Just because, yeah, it's not the big names that we're normally looking at. That was awesome. I predicted that one correct because I said Georgie would win. Because I knew more about Georgie than I did about the other guys, so I predicted Georgie. And then Oleg and Zarab. Now, Oleg Petrenko and Zarab came out there. I predicted Oleg to win. And but not only did he win, but he won in such dominant fashion. That left-handed match Oleg had, that was crazy, right? It showed, I know John said after he saw the left-handed match, he was ready to head to the door. But I kind of mentioned this last night. If you guys were in here, I saw that left-handed match, and yeah, he was super dominant. But that left-handed match gave me faith that John Brzenk was going to win the right-handed match. If I knew right away, if Oleg Petrenko tried to arm wrestle John Brzenk the way he arm wrestled Zarab, that John was going to beat him. Because you have to, for John, the openings John Brzenk has shown, right, are hardcore outside pullers, right, via Angerbayev or Devin's move, which is the King's move, which is the ultra outside move, right? When John has to chase and hold on and his arm is extended, he has shoulder issues. So I think the shoulder issues really kick in when he's chasing people and trying to reel into them. That's when the shoulder issues kick in. Also, the last time I practiced with John, that's where I was giving him the most trouble, is in a really posting top roll, even in the straps, just a super posting style. He just has trouble. I don't know if it's shoulder or his hand or what it is, holding on there. And John's ability to pronate once he's holding on to you is the highest level in the world, right? So when I saw that Oleg was going into Zarab's arm and arm wrestling aggressively like that, going into Zarab, when Oleg was going to Zarab's arm, I was like, dude, he's so dominant right there. That put him on cloud 9, right? He beats Zarab like that. He's like, I'm man, that was the easiest thing in the world. John don't have shit for me. So I imagined he was going to go into John Brzenk and do the same thing. And turns out I was right. Let's catch up on the chat here before I go too far. I'm going to try to go back and forth to the chat here. More stuff as a Terminator. You guys went kind of fast. All right. I think the refs in the Devin match were intimidated by Jody screaming, probably. John said he wanted a rematch with Devin. At that weight, I still just don't think it's the best match for John. Devin's not going to hold on to him to even out. Oh, yeah, $10 super chat. Texas Prana, happy birthday, old man. Even though you never messaged me back, we want to see you chew a beer or something for your birthday. Also, when are you trying to get your next match? Answer afterwards, please. Thank you for the birthday wishes, Mike. I appreciate that. Top donator spot for the day, Mike. Texas Prana gets to keep Shave happy and warm. I got to draw this fish again. I always got to draw this fish when you super chat me. So, X, tail, cowboy hat. Smile, sharp teeth because it's a piranha, an eyeball. With the $10 super chat, it's a Texas piranha. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, sir. Shave says thank you as well. I don't have any beer here, guys. I rarely ever drink. I don't even have a beer in my fridge, or I would chug one for you guys. My birthday was yesterday, though. I should have done it yesterday, and I have to go to work here in a little bit. And my next match, I'm just training for January. I'm just going to start getting strong for January, and we're going to see what opportunities present itself. I've been looking around for a match. I haven't been able to find something concrete yet, and so I'm just going to start training for January and try to really be real strong by then, and we'll see what opportunities arise. If worst comes to worst, there's the LA Fit Expo in January, and I'll just pull that unless I find something else. Okay, that's beautiful. You versus Hermes right now. Who wins? Says DKK Govu. Hermes wins. Needs to stay forever now. What do you think about you versus Matt Mask? That's a match I've always wanted in terms of just arm wrestling somebody, because Matt is a strong dude. But I really want to arm wrestle super heavyweights if I can. And he's not ranked as a super heavyweight. He's a heavyweight. Morozov is a Terminator. I agree. How long until I can date Shave? You stay away from Shave. He's just a boy. Sorry I missed tonight. Was busy with the family. I was also curious. You versus Mass, says Trey. Yeah, I think it'd be a fun match. I think I have some answers for his style. Matt's super explosive, super powerful guy. I feel like I could do well in that match. But yeah, like I said, I'd want him to be a super heavyweight if I could. I'm asking for his father's permission, says Andre Lepke. You stay away from Chafe. Harvey Weinstein says, I felt physically ill because I wanted Prunik to win. Oh, gotcha. Wait, you've only been live for 11 minutes? It's Texas Friday. Yeah, dude, I was helping a family friend move, and I just super late. I was moving couches and furniture and refrigerators and washers and dryers. Craig D says, Jody screaming right next to Armand's table is ridiculous. Harvey, you said that Prunik has nothing. He had something. What are you talking about? Like, I mean, that first thing probably would have been a pin on Devin if they didn't give Devin that slip. No, he had something. It's just Devin took it. He took what he had in the first couple rounds and drained him. That was it. Benji says, I bet the sour belts Artem fed Wagner. Oh, is that what he was feeding him? I had no idea what those were. I mean, like I said, I had the volume off. I don't know if the commentators were saying it. He was feeding him sour candy? Maybe he's like diabetic and needs to keep up with sugar. Hermes/Dennis doesn't sell tickets. Devin/Dennis or John/Dennis does. No, dude, people want to see Hermes and Dennis. I mean, yeah, you can argue that they want to see Devin and Dennis or John and Dennis more, but Hermes and Dennis would still have a huge draw, for sure. Hermes Grass Win, he says, happy 20th birthday, Derek. Thank you. I appreciate that. I know it was just after pull, but Alex had no chance against Dennis right-handed. Left-handed, he was beating up on Dennis. Last two guys to beat you are raising very fast, says Chris H. Yeah, Rivas and Morozov are on their way. Okay. Where are we at? You guys, damn it. I want to finish going over this list. You guys are taking off on me. Okay. I'm going to speed read. We're going to go through this quick. I thought it was over 2 rounds. Georgie came back and won. That was insane. Georgie won both of his matches 3-2. Very impressive performance by Georgie. Yeah, Waldo lives. Dave Anderson, what's going on? Dennis left is injured a little, I think. I heard that as well. Such an epic event. You think Jerry would have beat Hermes? I think Jerry would have had a better shot than the way Dave did it. Yeah. Would he beat him? I don't know. I know he'd do better than Dave. I think he would do better than Dave, given the way Dave pulled. 4.2 thousand viewers peaked watching the premiere on Ingen's channel earlier. Oh, I'd like to see Prunik match with better refs. I don't think it would change that much, Craig D. I don't think maybe he gets that first pin, possibly a second, but by then, eventually Prunik's arm was just dead. Can Devin beat Hermes and Morozov? I don't think this light Devin can. If he wants to go big again, I think he could be in the conversation. Jerry versus Hermes would still be a good match. I agree. John versus Devin rematch would be at 105 kg, not 115. I just still think it's a really bad style matchup for John. That dirt looks dry, bro. It's not dry. But thanks for having your name up there. This event in Kentucky. Have you discussed arm guns with Marcus? Seems like a great event, says Thomas Miles. We've messaged back and forth a little bit. We haven't set any kind of details exactly. Do you think that he will win, Mike? Who's Cheese Harry? I know who you're talking to, Mr. Williamson. Who's Chave, says Paul Den. Chave, right here. See the plant? Chave Davey. Let's see. 17 minutes late. Chave Davey. Chave is famous. He's in every thumbnail. Why not get a job carrying medals at a lumberyard or something else physical, get paid to work out? Because that's not arm wrestling specific workouts. And that's not one rep max. It's not optimal workouts by any means. Derek, why didn't we see you in the after polls? Huh? I wasn't there. I don't know. Thank you, Tex Prana, sharing my link to you guys. That's the link to all my sponsors and or all my social medias. If you guys want to click on that, it'll take you to all my stuff. I got discount codes on different websites and things like that. You guys check them all out. Al Smith says, I respect Jody because she supports her husband, but get her off the damn stage. What's up, Chave and Derek? Yo, what's up, Devin's Forum? Thanks for coming through, buddy. How would you do against Cody Merritt, left-handed, right-handed? I can't touch Cody left-handed. I would like my chances right-handed. Jerry said he's now 100% sure he would have won after watching the Dave match. What do you think about Corey beating Vrej left-handed? It was an after pull, but still super impressive. It went right through Vrej's arm. Vrej was grabbing his wrist. I just watched that video, I think, today. And Vrej was grabbing his wrist, the same place he was grabbing his wrist left-handed after he pulled Devin at the last practice. When Devin was out here, Devin arm wrestled Vrej. I was at that practice. I also arm wrestled Vrej left-handed. I was dumping Vrej left-handed at that practice after he pulled Devin. But he was grabbing his wrist. I think his wrist might be a little bit jacked up left-handed. So when I was pulling him, he was doing the same thing. And I saw right at the table with Corey West, he was doing the same thing and grabbing his wrist. So I don't know. But I will say that he was healthy and everything, and that's super impressive because Vrej has wins on everybody left-handed. Rare Earth says Super Division is super stacked. Levon, Hermes, Vitali, all the guys. There's no easy match. Who would you like to pull? Maybe Corey or Lachlan. Lachlan isn't pulling supers. He's pulling below that. Corey would be a good in the United States match. In the international matches, I don't know. I just, they kind of throw me whoever. I just need to get in shape. I just want to level up myself. I don't have eyes dead set on an international match right now on like who it would be. I just need to level up. I need to level up. So there's no way around that. That's my goal. Before I start really fine tuning for one person, I just need to, in general, level up. Mike Wheatley says Adam Wawrzynski showed up. That dude was impressive. Like to see him again for sure. Maybe someone like Zoloev or Jordan. Oh, that'd be good. Corey West destroyed Vrej, but Vrej was tired, I think. Would Devin have won without all the ref arguing up front? If so, then why does he do it? It takes away from the match, in my opinion. Yeah, I think he would still win regardless. I think he's just trying to solidify his chances and improve the odds of him winning. But I think he could still win without it. But why not increase the odds, right? Joe Nilo, what's going on? Diaz, Devin wasted a lot of energy with all that yelling before the first go. Wagner Morozov wasted the most energy screaming and jumping around. That was scary. I thought he was going to have a heart attack on the stage. And how long do you think it actually takes to recover from tough practices and peak? Depends on the person. Depends on how fast you heal. Depends on your diet. If you're a 6-year-old fat smoker who's never played a sport in his life, it's going to take you longer to heal than a 19-year-old athlete who's running gear and eating healthy. You know what I mean? Like, people heal at different rates, so I can't answer that. Total body level up. I know, right? Solitude, man. Easter stuff's incredible. Can't wait for that T-shirt to come in and frame it. Attaboy. Way to support the event, man. Praying for, sadly, the bad news in USA last 2 days. Huh? Paulin is looking super impressive. Who do you think he should go against next? Okay. Caught up on the chat. Let's get back on this real quick. I don't know who Paulin should go against next. I have to think about that. Justin Bishop versus Mandaue Starositis. This match was one of my favorite matches of the night. I know Justin didn't win, but more than anything, we haven't had any guys at Justin's weight be able to go overseas and really give these guys much. Love Corey Miller, but he went over there and had that match with Daniel Prokopchik, and it wasn't close, right? And Corey's supposed to be one of our top guys at that weight. And so I had pulled Justin Bishop before, And I know his hand and wrist feels like a super heavyweight hand and wrist. It's like very impressive. And going over there, I know you have to have a minimum of a monster hand and wrist. And I know Mandaue has a really good hand and wrist. So I was really, really happy to see Justin hang. It was a game of inches, a game of straps and small adjustments. But that above all else, that shows that Justin's there. And that means we have somebody that can go and hide for Justin. I need to send him a message. I don't know, Justin, if you're watching this, man, great job. I know you want the win. I know, but that is awesome. That is so awesome that you're able to hang in there with those dudes. August is at the top level in that weight class. He's one of the best guys in the world, and you hung. You dominated him some rounds, dominated your other rounds. It was definitely close. So, dude, that was huge. After that was Paulin and Irakli. Paul, beast. He was a monster. Paul and Adam Wawrzynski went in there to do work. Yeah, man. I mean, I think I know Adam was heavier than Bojidar. What do you have, like 20 pounds on him or so? What was Paul Lynn's weight? You guys, Paul Lynn and Irakli, what were their weights? Were they the same? I forget what the weight class was, or was Paul heavier? Yeah. I mean, it's obviously the end goal is for our guys to pull their guys at the same weight. Paul was lighter. Oh, okay. Oh, awesome. Was he? Wait, or was that one of the ones where it had the numbers all mixed up, where it said the wrong weight and stuff on the screen? Okay, so yeah, Paul Lynn. Who do I see Paul Lynn against? Man, I'd have to think about that. I mean, I don't know, man. Yeah, I'd really have to sit and chew on that for a little bit to see who I would pit against Paul internationally. But I mean, he's looking super badass. And the thing is, people focus on super heavyweights. Those other classes go super deep as well. And Engin knows all the guys in all the classes that go super deep. He knows there's some guy in Russia or Ukraine or some guy that's we haven't heard of from Brazil. Engin knows all those dudes, and he'll be pulling up new names we'll see in those lighter weight classes. And I'm excited to see it. So it's not. I know I'm a super heavyweight, but I hate that it only focuses on super heavyweights the majority of the time. I'd love to give the spotlight to the lighter pullers as well. So hopefully we get to see more matches at the lighter classes and give them a bigger run because Paul was looking super dominant. So yeah, I'd have to see like a list of names and kind of really go over it. Paul was lighter only in weigh-in. He was heavier on the day. Okay, he water cut supposedly showed up heavier at the table because Paul was cutting and Rockley walked in. Paul pulled 153 according to the stats. Yeah, see, that was one of the ones that said Paul was 153, right? Paul's pulling Rustam Babayev at East West 6. No, he's not. That would be crazy. Dangin Tarrant, is he? Where'd you hear that? That would be cool. Although, man, that's a tall order. But man, if he beats Rustam, whoop. Does Paul versus Oleg make sense? Oleg's left-handed Oleg? I don't think so. What are traditional weight classes for arm wrestling? It all depends on the tournaments, man. So the big international tournaments will have it goes up every 11 pounds, starting at like 123. So 0 to 123, 123 to 134, 134 to 145. Like it goes like that every 11 pounds up to 242 pounds, and then 242 plus. So there's a ton of weight classes in the big events. If you go to smaller events like down in your neighborhood, they might have two weight classes, right? 0 to 200 and 200 and over. So it kind of depends on the size of the tournament for the weight classes. All the tournaments are kind of different. Oh yeah, he's pulling Rustam via. Oh, dude, that's awesome. I didn't hear about that. Cool. For the uninitiated, how does Devin seemingly often establish an advantage in the setup? There's a lot of small things you can do in the setup. Devin is trying to set up his move, right? So if you were trying to set up different moves, the things that the cheats or the advantages you try to get would look different, right? So for Devin's move, he's trying to get it's an outside option. Meaning he doesn't want people to have hand control, so he doesn't want them to have a lot of purchase on the back of his hand. Also, he wants to keep his webbing, which is this little part, higher than the other guy's webbing, right? Also, if you keep your forearm vertical, which me and Devin have the same length arm from tip elbow to your fingertip, it's hard to get your forearm to the front of the pad. If you dump your angle a little bit, then you can get your forearm up. So Devin's constantly trying to go up and get above the dude, so that way when they start the match, his hand is above the other guy's hand. So then when they both start pulling, Devin's hand is crashing down onto the other guy's hand, right? So he's underneath him. So he's constantly fighting for those, not letting Prunik get a deep grip on the back of his hand. And Prunik doesn't have a big hand, So that's why Devin wouldn't let Prunik lift up his elbow. Why is he picking up his elbow? Because he didn't want Prunik to get a better bite on the back of his hand. So even in the ref script, he's like, in the ref script, the elbow's down, right? Because Prunik would lift his elbow to try to get a deeper grip. And so if Prunik had a better grip, the odds of him reeling Devin in and fighting that King's move are a lot better, right? So Devin knew that. So he was fighting for that. Smart. Devin's the smartest arm wrestler on the planet. 100%. You guys, I've arm wrestled with a ton of people and talked to a ton of people. There's no one on the table as smart as Devin Larry. Doesn't exist. For his advantage, just to get his move. But at the same time, Prunik's trying to pick up his elbow to get a better grip. That's against the rules, right? Prunik will try to hide his little baby club thumb so that way you have to drop your angle. That's abusing the rules, right? Everybody does it. Everybody's trying to cheat to get their advantage in the setup. But everybody's cheats or advantages are a little different. Veronica Knight, what's going on, Veronica? I missed you at my birthday. I wish you were still out here. It was so nice of Bowen to let Zarab dominate him since deep. Do you think Hermes and Jerry's a better matchup for Levon? Jerry? I mean, and I say Jerry because it's such an unorthodox style that Levon might not feel as comfortable with it. He might, I mean, don't get me wrong, he might be able to just go, like break Jerry's shoulder off or something like that. But I hope that doesn't happen. I'm just saying, like, Levon might have enough strength or it wouldn't matter. He probably does. But I think that Hermes pulls more traditional than Jerry. So Jerry might just throw something crazy at Levon and bully Levon off the back of the pad. And maybe that'll happen. But I think there's a basic answer for Hermes. Not saying it's easy, but it's not complicated. And I think Levon has the strength to pull that off. So I would say Jerry poses a bigger threat if I had to pick one against Levon. I'd like to see Oleg Zo compete more. Yeah, me too. Do you think Hermes and Jerry would be closer than Chaffey? Hermes versus Jerry would be closer than Chaffey? Yes. Jerry, all day, you won't be Levon in the standard style. Travis would be a nightmare in the setup. He would foul out 3 out of 3 rounds. I know, Crunchy Crackers, I agree. Let's talk. I think I can help you with graphics. All right, happy face. Let's talk. Let's see. Mike Wheely, I just don't think one win over Gennady establishes Jerry near the top. Probably unpopular opinion, but I don't think Jerry deserves a shot with Levon or even a match to determine the #1 contender yet. Yeah, I'd like to see Jerry pull some more matches. I agree. I think that Jerry's undoubtedly in some top level. He always has been, like his entire career, right? So suddenly to discount that he shouldn't be up there would be weird. So I think we can all agree Jerry's top 10, right? Where in the top 10, we don't know. I would like to see him arm wrestle a little bit more for sure. I'd be worried about Jerry's heart. Well, we saw Wagner survive that somehow. John Brzenk and Devin have such a high table IQ. Yeah, John definitely has a very high table IQ as well. John's is more like by I don't know how to word this, by feel. John even has a hard time explaining a lot of the things he does on the table and how and why it works. He's more like it's like breathing. Ingen told me, John Brzenk arm wrestling like him is like breathing for me and you. It's just something natural. It just naturally happens. When John Brzenk goes on a table, he just naturally makes the perfect adjustments, especially perfect adjustments for himself, and just finds a way to get it done and finds a way for him to land where he wants to land. Devin, I think, is more thought out. It's more intentional adjustments, knowing exactly what to do, and that so much so that he could explain it to a T to everybody how and why it works. And I feel like John just kind of feels it a little more of a natural arm wrestler. Yeah. Let's see. Haven't heard anything since. Hope Jerry's good. I hope so too. Devin's forum says talking to Benji. Yeah, Wagner almost passed out. Craig D says, Derek, rewatch the Devin Prunik match with volume. Jody's yelling right next to the table is too much. Ref should have asked her to go back to the corner like everyone else. Yeah, I mean, if she was super loud in your ears, yeah, that's really annoying. I agree. All right, let's get back to this. Georgie's Renault versus Wagner Bortolato. I had Georgie winning this, and Georgie won that. And Wagner almost had a heart attack. That was the craziest shit ever. Like, every time he lit up, I'd see him stumble. I'm like, oh my God, this is it. And but then he held on, man. Like, I think everybody was on the edge of their seats watching that because Wagner just kept just like, it was wild. That dude is crazy. That is a crazy human being. Seeing that was intense. So, but yeah, I had faith that Georgie, I know he's a left-handed monster. I had faith that Georgie was going to pull that out. So yeah, congratulations, Georgie. I would like to see, I want to see Wagner get healthier. And then I don't even want to watch Wagner arm wrestle right now. I would like Wagner to like cut some weight and not scare the crap out of me and everybody watching. Like honestly, I don't want to see him arm wrestle like that again. Like dude, I feel like we're just waiting for something bad to happen. Like Jesus, dude. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but yeah, that's how I felt. I don't know. Like Wagner, he is a ton of fun, and it's just so maddening. Like I feel like his heart is gonna explode, dude. Like he is almost passing out like every 30 seconds. Like I don't know, man. Watching Wagner arm wrestle is a lot, man. I just don't want to be watching the day that it all goes wrong, and hopefully it never does. I hope God never does. After that, David Samusha. Wait, how'd that match go? Oh yeah, Daniel was trying to top roll. That was that match. Daniel was trying to top roll. Well, that was weird. Why was he not? Was he top rolling trying to get the straps? That was really weird. So wait, what was the score in that one? I think I had Daniel as the favorite, even though I know David was heavier. What was the score in that round? How'd that end up going? Daniel lost, correct? And yeah, David played that very smart. But Daniel, I was more shocked that Daniel was top rolling so much in that match. 3-1. Okay. Yeah, I remember that one shocked me the most. That Daniel was trying to top roll when he's known for hooking. Maybe his bicep was hurt or something like that, or he didn't want to hook for some reason. I know David likes to hook, so maybe Daniel was worried about his hook. But it was weird to me because I'm so used to Daniel getting on that bicep and doing well like that, and he didn't try to do it until the later rounds. Wagner roaring with full force. They're peaking at full force is intense on his systems. Yeah, it's intense on my systems. Wagner is more of a bodybuilder. Rustam nowhere near his good shape currently. Can see him on Arm God's channel. Yeah, but I'm not saying he'll get back to peak version if he faces Paul Lynn, but that muscle memory, if he just trains for a little bit, he'll get back to a good level by then. I think it's in January, isn't it? So yeah, we'll see. Okay, Rivas Latidze and Artem Morozov. I got this wrong. Yeah. So I predicted Rivas would take Morozov's wrist, and then Rivas through the wrist would be able to manipulate Morozov and finish. Rivas has been putting out some videos of him really working on like side pressure and things like that. So I thought after taking Morozov's wrist, he would have enough to complete sideways. I ended up being incorrect in this match. So Rivas was still hand dominant in the match. You can see Morozov, it was more setup and speed, landed Morozov in a hook. He did a push pass method where you push into your opponent and you get your knuckles way past the back of their hand, and his speed snapped Rivas into the hook before Rivas could even load or get into Morozov's hand. But once they hooked, especially the first couple rounds, you can see Rivas rotating Morozov's hand. So I still stand by. I think that Rivas had more rotation in his hand and wrist. He wasn't able to get the topper off before it even moved. He was already in a hook. But even in that hook, he was rotating through Morozov really far. He took him really far for the first couple rounds. So I still think that Rivas had the dominant hand. It's just I think that Morozov's setup and his speed played perfectly into Rivas. And then once he got him in there, I was still surprised that Rivas hung on as long as he did in a hook with Morozov, who's a freaking beast in a hook. But yeah, I just thought that Rivas might be a little bit faster or be able to get into Morozov's fingers and hand before quicker than that. But it was a little slow, and Morozov snapped him into that hook real fast. Ooh, sorry. What is Prunik's training routine like? I don't know. Jody Laird from the future, you'll be hearing from me for a long time. Who does Artem train with? I think he's a big gym guy, guys. The more I know, everybody has heard the different routes to become a top-level guy. But most of these dudes, from what I'm understanding and the more conversations I have, most of these guys right now, the current top 10 dudes, don't arm wrestle very often at all. Most of the time, it's heavy gym work with some arm wrestling just to kind of go over moves and dial some things in. That's it. There's no practice where they're going all out unless there's a special guest involved or something like that, unless Devin comes to town, something like that. Besides that, these guys are mostly all gym. Like they'll take 3 weeks off the table, 4 weeks off the table, and just gym with maybe a little bit of instructional table stuff, meaning like someone using 2 hands. They just kind of go over the motion a little bit, but not actually all out trying to arm wrestle. They stay fresh. I know. Alex Cadorette does that. I was talking to him in Texas. I know he barely ever gets table time, real hardcore table time, but he'll get on the table just to kind of go over motions. But really, one of the only times you basically see Alex arm wrestle is in a match. He doesn't really do heavy practices, from what he was telling me. So it's like, when asking who they train with, they train at the gym, man. It's not about them having heavy table time or heavy teammates that can give them big runs. It's about making gains in the gym and just dialing it in. And also, you got to remember, a lot of these guys have been arm wrestling since they were like 15 years old. So they have 10, 12, 15, 20 years of table time under their belt. It's not like they need to, learn new things on the table. It's just sharpening things up and getting used to the motions, making sure they're on. Yeah, it's just heavy gym work, guys. Let's see. They find their angles and hit them in the gym. Yep. Yvonne Cook says, weren't the refs letting Artem carve in on Rivas the same way Oleg carved in on John? He was carving it a little bit, but like I said, that's good for Artem. Like his plan worked out. They didn't call him on it. Rivas' wrist was straight. Artem was carved a little bit and getting ready to sink in that hook. But in general, I think Artem was just faster than Rivas as well. So Devin is the only one arm wrestling that much. Yeah. Even people that like John Brzenk, even people that preach table time, still John's not arm wrestling very often, guys. I mean, what's he? I would think he's pulling once a week, once every other week. Devin's pulling almost every day, right? Yeah, but he's like the only one. So nobody else is close to that. I know Krasimir talked about he did a lot of table time in the past. I don't know what he's doing right now, and I don't know if Krasim's at the top level right now. Although he did just do really well at that WAF. Or was it European Championships or WAF? I know Krasi just did really well recently. But yeah, those are one of the only couple guys that really promote a ton of table time. So Devin's the King's mover. Yep. Have you or will you stream your pro gaming ability? I haven't been gaming. Since Warzone 2 dropped, I have not played it once. I played the new Call of Duty before it came out, and that was it. Okay, let's get back to this. Do you have any issues with the UFC Hall of Famer Gary Goodrich commenting like some people did? I thought he did fine. This is how do I word this? Okay, I'll be real with you guys. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I didn't commentate. They had Gary, so I'm not saying Gary replaced me, but I didn't commentate. Gary commentated. So of course, when I was listening to the commentating for when I would listen to it, there was me looking through the filter of this guy, what's he all about? And, as a fan of Gary and the sport, like, oh, it's awesome. It's Gary Goodrich. So I was kind of looking at it both ways. I was trying not to be too hard on it, because I was like trying to nitpick every mistake and stuff like that. I don't think he knew the people's names. I think he did well for new people. I think the things that Gary was saying were good for people that have never seen arm wrestling before. I think it's good. I think that he was explaining like basic moves and basic principles. He wasn't going super deep into the intricacies of like the sport and the small adjustments and things like that. But that is more for arm wrestlers or people that are really deep into the sport. I think that Gary's commentary was more surface level, which is not a bad thing. I do wish he would have learned the names a little bit and not kind of kept repeating himself about it's just speed. You got to go real fast. That's like stuff my dad says. My dad, who's not an arm wrestler, tries to give me tips on arm wrestling. You just gotta punch it, Derek. You just gotta go faster than them. He doesn't really understand what he's saying or like how it works. You just gotta go faster than them. That's kind of like what Gary was saying, which kind of made me laugh a little bit. But all in all, I thought Gary did better than I thought he was gonna do. I'll say that. He did better than I thought he was gonna do. I wish I was there, commentating, having fun with the guys. But Gary definitely did better than I thought he was gonna do. So there's that. Get back pressure as strong as you can. Are you interested in pulling Sandras? Yeah, at some point, Sandras is amazing right now. I would definitely need to be fully ready for a match with Sandras. I think they're going to alter the rules of the next event, or they stick with the more let matches run for entertainment style. Yeah, I think it keeps going for more entertainment, guys. Yeah, honestly, like they want to see pins. They don't want people to end on fouls. They want the matches to go. Because how mad would you be if the Devin Larratt match ended all in fouls? Like people would be pissed. Like that's the whole match everybody wanted to see. So I think they keep it more for entertainment. They want pins. That's what people want to see them arm wrestle. And yeah, so they're not going to call foul them out, I don't think, unless it's blatant. How's Matt's head injury? How did it happen due to his accident prone? I didn't hear about that. I haven't heard anything about Matt's head injury. What did Matt do? Someone fill me in. Oh, God. Gary was commentating because Ingen asked. Oh, I know why he was commentating. Okay, let me get back to this, guys. Okay. He got his head sliced open on concrete, like back at home? Huh. Yeah, the Metcalf said home right before. Right before the Devin match. So after his match, but before the Devin match? Oh, wow. Okay, so Artem Morozov and Hermes Gasparini, left-handed. That went the way I thought. I didn't know much about Hermes left-handed. I know Artem, an amazing lefty. That went how I guessed it would happen. Hermes didn't surprise me left-handed. Hermes is a good lefty. I'm not saying he's bad, but for that match, that went the way I thought. Artem's just a monster. He's ranked number one world left-handed for a reason. I want to see who takes that from him. Lavon. Is Lavon's lefty ready? Yeah, I'm interested to see how that plays out. Cobra. Okay, so there was 2 matches. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I worked the night before this event, and I was late in bed watching it on Discord with everybody. I was falling asleep. There was 2 matches where I was pretty much asleep. I would wake up for 15 seconds and watch it, and I kept falling asleep trying to watch it. That was a Matt Mass match, and that was the Cobra match. I saw glimpses of it, but I didn't watch it. So I guess we can talk about those right now. So the Cobra and Hadar, I know Hadar won 3-0. I don't even remember that match, man. I remember them walking to the table. I think that was it. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys or blow smoke up your ass and give you some opinion on that, how I believe that match went, because I didn't even see it. It's something I have to go back and watch. The same thing for Sandras and Matt. I think I saw the beginning of the first one, and I saw Sandras was super dominant. I was asking people, I'd wake up and how's it going? And they're like, dude, Sandras is beating his ass. And I was like, oh. And I kept falling asleep. And then when they announced Devin was up, I was like, okay, wake up, Derek, wake up. And I woke myself up to watch it. But I mean, your guys' opinion. Tell me how the Matt Mass Sandras went. I know Sandras won 3-0. I heard that Sandras was toying with him. Was Sandras really doing wrist curls with him? I haven't been able to go back and watch it, so I haven't seen anybody post the match yet. And so that was the plan, to go back and watch that one, but I haven't yet. You guys tell me what you thought of the Matt Mask and Sandras match. Did Matt have any angles at all where he could threaten Sandras? Was it completely one-sided in every way? In the hand, in the arm, in everything, speed, everything? It was one-sided? Did Matt have any kind of outs? Let's see. Hold on. Cage fight with Matt Mask. Keeps punching you until his fingers are twisted. Don't be too harsh on Gary, guys. It's not easy living with CT. And I understand that. I'm not hating on him. I'm not hating on him. Not at all. That dude is a legend in the sport, legend in UFC. Definitely not hating on the guy. Yeah. How many times did he call out Daniel? Daniel contained Cobra with 2 fingers. Cupped him in. Okay, here we go. Cupped him in from the start in a hook. Matt is powerless. Okay. If you're a Matt's fan, don't go back and watch it. Matt looked huge going in, but looked weak in Sandras, one-sided. There were several levels between them. Everything was one-sided. Yeah. Do you agree with Devin? Hook is an outdated idea. It's not the most efficient use of energy. I don't know if it's outdated, but the most efficient way you can probably arm wrestle might be a King's move in terms of energy expenditure and targeting weaknesses on your opponent. I hate saying that, but it might be true, right? And a hook is pretty opposite of that. But it still has its place. I don't know if I would say it's outdated. Yeah, it was bad, complete dominance. Why did your boss ring you yesterday? Oh, Neil, thanks for asking. Next Sunday, I got to go work in Las Vegas for one night. I work at a gentleman's club, so those of you guys that don't know. And but it's a chain one, so there's different clubs, and they have one in Las Vegas, and they want me to go work. They're having a best stripper in Vegas competition where there's gonna be like hundreds of strippers have this huge competition. They need extra security out there for that, so they're gonna put me up in a hotel and get me out to Vegas to do security out there. So that's what that phone call was about. Which sounds crazy. Sounds like it's gonna be a crazy night. Thoughts on Cobra Prunik interview? Oh, so I talked about that last night for a while, Craig D, about the Cobra and Prunik interview. Sandras was completely wrist curling him. Oh my god. Yeah, I'll tell you to go back and watch that. I think it was near the end of the video, man, where I start talking about my opinion on the Cobra Prunik thing. I wasn't the biggest fan. Don't get me wrong. I love Cobra. He's always been great to me. It's a great dude, right? No problem with that. That interview. The problem, after I thought about it long enough, the problem I had was that Prunik doesn't speak good enough English, and there was too many jabs and things being thrown at him. And I think I have so much respect for Prunik. I think everybody should. That dude is amazing and has accomplished amazing things. And he's not a bad dude. He doesn't go like his crap is, his shit talking isn't above and beyond. It's not personal. Nobody should hate Prunik. Like there's no reason for that. And when I felt like there was a lot of jabs being thrown at him that he didn't understand because his English is still not super crisp, and it was just like, I don't know. I felt like it was like throwing rocks at a blind girl or something. I got that vibe from it. I was like, dude, come on, man. You gotta say like there was little jabs in between the questions and stuff, and I just felt, I don't know, I felt weird about it. I didn't really like it personally. But I mean, I know Cobra is always cutting edge, and he's always, in terms of his his speech, he's always like pushing the limits and stuff like that, and trying to keep it controversial or exciting. I get that. It just, man, I have so much respect for Prunik that I don't want someone kind of talking crap to him like that. And after he just lost, he's dealing with the loss. And the only reason I'm sure he talked to Cobra is because of who Cobra is, right? He's a legend. A legend. John Brzenk walks up to you with his camera out. You're gonna talk to John Brzenk. Like, so he gave Cobra that opening because so much respect for Cobra. And then that, you know what I mean? And so I don't know. I guess that was the part that was kind of chipping away at me. I was just like, I don't know. Felt like he was being taken advantage of a little bit. Okay, so when are you going to train again so you can pull Ryan Bowman? I don't know, Kelly. As bad as one side as Bowen versus Zarab, that's how bad it was. Oh, good. Okay, I'm gonna have to go watch the match. What do you think of Ryan and Chance piping up at each other? Chance is gonna be too much if they pull right now. I don't know if Ryan plans on getting big or Chance plans on getting small. He's wanted Prunik to address Devin was good, not just beat around the bush. I think Cobra dissing him. It's like making fun of someone in a language they understand is stupid. AV Caesar Farid Kaya says, in the interview, Cobra misunderstood many things and came to a conclusion, and ADN think disrespected him. Gotta go. All right, see you later, Mike. I didn't count. But did West beat East this time? Let's see. Let's see. The East versus West. So Ryan lost. So East. Adam won. West. That's not East versus West. That's not East versus West. Justin Bishop lost. So that's East. Paul Lynn won. Wagner Bordolato lost. Matt Mask lost. Cobra lost. Dave lost, so that's 6. John Brzenk won. And Devin Larrett won. Wait, that 5 to 6? Am I doing that right? I feel like my finger twitched. Did I mess up the count? Was that 5 to 6? East won? 6 to 5, I believe. 6 to 4 or 6 to 5, East won. So East won either way. But yeah, I know it's 15 matches, but I'm counting real East versus West matches. Like guys from these continents versus guys over there, not the other matches. Okay. Reps with 225 flat. I don't know. I wonder. I have to try that. Cobra with all his PhDs. How about you insult Prunik in Ukrainian? Prunik cannot clarify his thoughts because of language barrier. Yeah, exactly. Do you think you can beat Ryan Bowen today? Yes. Ryan should count as West. Yeah. He was coaching Mandaue. Oh yeah, because I think he's just trying to get under Justin Bishop's skin. Yeah, but it's Hermes was going against Dave. Dave's definitely West compared to Hermes. So, and yeah, I mean, that's the whole premise of the East versus West was supposed to be, North America and South America versus kind of everybody else. I mean, I mean, really, they're kind of calling everybody else East. Okay, let me finish going over these matches. We're almost done, guys. Then, okay, Hermes and Dave. Hermes and Dave. I predicted that I had Dave Chaffey as the favorite, not as a super heavy favorite, but I had Dave as the favorite. What I was picturing originally was that I said a million times Hermes is going to take Dave's wrist, and then I said that Dave would quickly, after his wrist is taken, transition to a flop press and be able to tire Hermes out. And Hermes, I was expecting Hermes to be sitting in this position for a little bit and losing the ability in his arm to pull back through Dave, right? First match, Dave pulls back, opens up Hermes' arm. Hermes wins the hand, but then Dave hangs back there for a while, lets Hermes tighten up and his hand control and tighten back up to center table. And then out of position, Dave starts trying to press with his hand already outside his shoulder. So it might have been possible with some adjustments. I think Dave trusted his wrist a little bit too much in terms of like hoping to God it would hold longer. And by the time he decided to transition to a press, he was way more open and far away from his arm. So I was hoping that Dave would start transitioning to that press faster and faster and sooner and sooner. But I said that the reason I thought that Hermes would lose originally is because I didn't think he would have enough side pressure after taking Dave's wrist to really control center table. But with Dave extended like that, Hermes, it made controlling center table a lot easier, keeping Dave extended. So it was an adjustment that I didn't think – I thought Dave would make the adjustment a little sharper. He ended up making it too slow, which kept him outside his shoulder the whole time. He couldn't get his arm behind it. So congratulations for Hermes. Awesome. His arm held up better than I thought it might. I didn't think he'd control center table. But yeah, so I ended up being wrong on that one. Still a very short list of people that can beat Dave Chaffey. Still very short. I even say like that match, if they ran that back every week, like it could look differently. I still do think if Dave encourages or embraces the flop press, that it could make that match a little more dicey. But yeah, I mean, congratulations to Hermes for sure. It's a huge win. He looked jacked, by the way. The dude looked huge. But yeah. Okay, so how recovered do you think Dave was from Vitali? I mean, he had to have been okay. He wouldn't have taken the match, I don't think, if he wasn't okay. So I'm going to catch up in the chat before you guys are too far gone. East always wins, bin draw like once. Rest East wins, yep. No, it's because Mandaue's helped Ryan with his Bogdan match. Oh, okay, that makes sense. David says, it seems that some people being filmed by Cobra didn't want it and seemed annoyed by it. Didn't seem like he picked up on that. Following Devin to his room was funny. Corey Cook says, but we get stuck with Bowen. John Richard Lubzink. Hello, my son. Oh, dude, Richard Lovekeys, man. I wish Richard was out there competing. After seeing Dave versus Hermes, would Jerry still do well against Hermes? I think he would do better than Dave. I think he would embrace that flop press and put Hermes in more compromising situations. I died when Devin literally had to tell him off. Yes, Jerry's press is a whole different deal, especially if he comes in stronger and better prepared, says David. Yeah. Ryan said he could hammer curl you. Why hammer curl Yoey? Kelly, what do you mean? Was that supposed to say hammer curl you? Let's see. Jared Dakumo says Hermes couldn't pit Dave right away, even after taking Dave's hand behind his shoulder. Jerry would be way faster and fight to his shoulder behind the hand. Yeah, exactly. Right. Embrace the flop. Love the flop. Be the flop. Benji Mack, you guys, by the way, in the chat there is a dedicated flop presser. I know he's going to say he's not, but he is. Hermes seemed like he wasn't adjusted well to his new size at all. It's hard to gain that much weight. Dennis's right hand versus Cadorette was why Dennis could beat Levon in the near future. If Dennis goes full Dennis, I want to see the match. I think you still have to have Levon as favorite. I think Levon's more versatile. But man, Dennis, I wouldn't be a heavy. It wouldn't. I'd have Levon right now. So say Dennis gets back to, we'll say 90% of his former glory. I have Levon as the favorite, but 60-40, 65-35, something like that. Like not insane favorite, I don't think. I would say when the camera panned on Cobra after round 2 and Cobra had to back the camera asking his quarterman to rub it out, and Neil was was like, that was the most awkward camera pan ever. You had me rolling. What level do you think Sandras is? I was impressed Sandras is able to easily beat Matt Mask. He literally did wrist curls on him. I mean, that's impressive. Sandras has been leveling up, you guys, with what he did at WAF and stuff. He's a beast, which is surprising. That, I mean, it just goes more like, I mean, he's on the up and up. I mean, because Chance gave Sandras work, right? I mean, he gave him work. It wasn't like as dominant as he was against Matt. So I don't know, man. Sandras, what level is Sandras at? A high level. I just don't know where. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. We'd have to figure that out. Someone said Sandras versus Tim Brzenk. I think they said that last night. Maybe, but styles make matchups a lot in that one too. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it. Do you think close grip push-ups will improve someone press? It's a similar movement. It's a pressing movement, but you're not being pulled out actively outside your elbow. So somewhat. The Orca wants to walk on land too. Kelly says, rumor has it Chance Shaw beat you. Me and Chance Shaw have practiced one time ever twice. 9 years ago when he was like a little kid, he came out to California and arm wrestled him, and he was really impressive. I was beating him. And then a couple years ago, was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago? Chance came out for a practice in Anaheim, and I was beating that ass all over practice. But that's the only time me and Chance have ever arm wrestled. But we were both jacked up for that last practice when we pulled. We were both really jacked up, like hurt from previous practices. So it didn't mean much. But yeah, it's somewhere on my YouTube channel. If you guys want to scroll back, it's Derek, me and Chance practicing. If you guys want to go back and watch it. I agree. 60-40. Jared says, who's your next opponent? Don't have one figured out yet. David says, Dave got wrapped around two. Hermes also moved a lot in the ref grip, touched the strap, and was lifting his elbow, reaching around Dave, trying to get depth. Dave got pissed that one round with Hermes in the setup. That can be argued, for sure. The little advantage of the setup makes a huge difference at this level. Yeah. Charlie Fierro says, Sandras is a dark horse here. He can compete with the most super heavies out there, right under Morozov, I think. I want to see Sandras versus Devin. Sandras and Devin right now, with Devin being this weight, would be more interesting, but Sandras better become a solid top roller or high hook specialist against Devin, for sure. A1 says, you saying you can smoke Chance right now? Everybody's trying to start the drama. Look at you guys. Morozov is beast. His wrist is so thick. It's not that thick. Okay. All right, let me get back. Last ones. John Brzenk and Oleg Petrenko. That it went the way I saw. It went the exact way after I thought it would. After I saw the left-handed match, my prediction to you guys last week before this all happened was that Petrenko. I started off saying Petrenko would win. I started saying he's young and he's strong in everything, and he can do multiple moves. He's versatile, and he's looking like a beast. I think he might just be too young. So I started the stream saying I think Petrenko has it. And then if you guys remember at the end, I was like, nope, I take it back. I always bet on the GOAT. I always bet on John, no matter how how much you think he might lose. I always end up betting on John. It's a safe bet. Tradition has shown it's a safe bet. So I switched my vote to John and ended up being correct. But yeah, Petrenko just went and played with fire too much. He went into John's strength, thought he was going to overpower John in the hand and wrist, and that's not happening. Right? Who has John lost to? He lost to Angerbayev, who ran. He lost to Devin, who ran. And is that it? Right? So who else? Who goes into John and wins right now? I'm sure there are people that can do it, but I'm saying no one that he's pulled, right? So even Corey West is a beast, and still him and John had wars, and John ended up winning that. Yeah. So congratulations, John. That was my second favorite match, just to see John bring it home and take down a top young stud and show why he's the GOAT. And then Devin versus Prunik. I had Devin as the favorite in that match. Not a huge favorite. It was really close in my mind. I think it was 55-45. I had it because Devin didn't have time to prep for this. But yeah, I mean, it played out the way I thought it would. I mean, Devin King's move, first round, tired out Prunik, and then it was all over from there. Really, I mean, got to the straps, slip, could have been called a pin, maybe. I agree. But either way, gets to the straps, and then Prunik fell for it. Not that it's easy not to fall for it, but he fell right into the trap. I wasn't sure. I thought Prunik might have enough side pressure to really give Devin some really weird situations, but it was more dominant than I imagined. So still got that one right though. But yeah, dude, props to Devin. Man, he's not the GOAT, but he's definitely a GOAT in his own right, in his own Devin way, right? That guy's just so impressive, man. He is. No matter how much you hate him, like you can't deny Devin's a super impressive individual, especially on an arm wrestling table. So, yeah. All right, guys. So that's my East versus West review. My thoughts on the match. I think really excited to see what Prunik, who he pulls after this and where he goes. I think you guys are amazing athlete. Yeah, I'm excited for the next East versus West, or see what King of the Table's cooking up. Yeah, I'm gonna catch up with the chat, guys. I'll probably let you go. I don't want to stay in here too long. Let's see. Devin takes Sandras. Who wins between Oleg and Irakli? Oleg. Oleg should have gotten the first round though. Oh, with John? Yeah, maybe. John's magic. Kelly says, when you practice with Chance, did he overpower you? No. The Schmo says Sandras will get smoked by Devin right now. All the people around him say he ain't ready. He needs a few years. A little bit, maybe. Maybe. Top people he could face to defend the title next. I don't know, man. I'm not sure. Maybe. What's Agarbayev at? How much he went? What does he come in at? That'd be cool to see him and Devin pull. I think he would pull well against Devin's King's move. I think that wouldn't be the easiest match in the world for Devin. His style-wise. Vaughn isn't Prunik. Deeps, that's true. Do you think that Devin should compete when Ian tells him is convenient, or just when he's ready? I mean, we'd all like to see Devin compete more, I'm sure. We'd all like to see everybody compete more, but you have to be ready as well. So a mixture of those. Hopefully they conversate and find a nice balance. How good is Devin with the proper prep? Number 2 in the world, right? Number 2 in the world. The number 1 guy in the world says you're number 2 in the world. You're number 2 in the world. He's and it's true when he was prepped and as big as he can be, right? So, or are you talking about Devin prepped but light? I don't know. But yeah, prepped heavy Devin is for sure number 2 in the world. I was saying that before. People got mad at me before the Devin Levon match. I was saying Devin's for sure number 2, and people didn't agree. But now you can't argue it when Levon says it. You can't say you know better than Levon when he's felt those guys. Dim, Devin is still strong from getting ready for Levon. Yeah, I'm sure he maintains some of that strength for sure. Marty Miller says, why do you barely pull Devin when he was with you? My arm was shot. I wish I had a better answer for you. I went to failure completely in both my arms with Devin, and then I was planning on pulling him more that night, later to the second practice he went to, but he got swamped by so many people, and he didn't want to pull me again when he was already that tired. Yeah, I mean, so it was just, we just didn't end up pulling a ton. Let's see. Super matches, you have to prepare for the person you're going against. True. In the heavyweight class, Devin can't be beat. That might be true. How many helpings of Thanksgiving do you normally get? I don't know, man. Depends. If I'm at home, if there's enough food. If I'm looking around and there's not a lot of food left, I'll take it easy. But if it's all out, I can eat as much as I can until I'm done. Woo! We're talking at least 4 or 5 plates, good sized plates, at least. Why didn't you actually pull Brian Shaw? That was super suspect. Why was that suspect, Marty? I went out there to teach Brian how to arm wrestle. Like, that was the whole point, right? He's not an arm wrestler. And I didn't want to he's so big and strong. He's at such a high risk for injury because he could put the wrong torque and movement in the table, on the table. And really, he has so much muscle. He can break his own arm so easy, right? Or pop his elbow, which isn't conditioned for arm wrestling. So like, I don't want to be the guy that hurts Brian Shaw. Like, right? Who would want to be the guy that goes there and hurts Brian Shaw, injures Brian Shaw? But also, we want to get him in the sport. We don't want to scare people away from the sport. So yeah, I'm not going to go super hard with Brian. I put him in some situations and some angles, and I let him kind of put his foot on the gas and try pretty hard. But yeah, I'm not going to go all out with Brian. Like, I'm sure if we trained more, I would get more into it and stuff. But it was instructional stuff, man. I'm trying to grow this sport here, bro. Derek Michaelo, the right arm super heavyweight gatekeeper championship. Hey, you never actually pulled Brian. We keep saying the same thing. It's not embarrassing. You must be kind of new, Marty. Prunik was already prepping for King's move with Michael Todd. Yeah, exactly. It's just Devin's King's move and Michael's King's moves are a little different. A little different. Can you get me a 10 stack of if I come to California? Huh? You should come to Florida finals. Face chance December 3rd. States. I can't. I got to go work. I just said I got to go to work, and it's on December 4th. I got to go to Vegas. Any chance you'll be at East versus West 6? We'll see if Ingen hits me up. Yeah. Hey, Marcus. There he is. I see the red thing on my screen. Marcus Thompson with the €100 super chat, dropping the money slam. Marcus, have you seen Chave's new lights and his new bow tie? My boy, Uncle Marcus. With the €100 super chat. Money slam, Uncle Marcus. Thank you, sir. I know Chave's been missing you. He told me the other day. He said, what happened to Uncle Marcus? He said, where's Uncle Marcus at? I said, we haven't seen him in a while, bud. He'll be around. He doesn't forget about you. Marcus, thank you so much, man. Get a big steak, get massive. #ArmGods. You guys, if you have not checked out ArmGods, please go check out ArmGods. Moderators, please plug the ArmGods channel in the chat. Definitely, guys, give them big things out there. So definitely follow them and give them your support. Thanks for the breakdown, D. No problem. I always agree with you, Derek, says Alex. Thank you. How good is Alex's left? He beat Devin's left in practice, and Dennis, who claims is weak, is impressive. Dude, I couldn't even feel Alex's left. He was too strong for me. So it's at some stupid level for sure. Devin just chilling, traveling, and facing different people seems to be very enjoyable. Yeah, I know he loves it for sure. Morozov, Alex left. I think it's in the works. I think Alex mentioned maybe having the winner of Morozov and Hermes left-handed. So we'll see. You recently pulled Chance. How was it? Oh, I didn't. Are you the gatekeeper for the top 50? The top 100. I was just wondering where Marcus was. He's right there. My boy Marcus coming through. I did shave, tarted up like a pimp. Tarted up, huh? I've never heard that term before, tarted up. Yeah, he's looking good, man. He's feeling it. Derek, Marcus let me know he wanted Uncle Schmo on the tag. I don't know. Uncle Marcus kind of hangs out with Chave. I mean, Uncle Marcus has been on that blackboard more than anything. So, watching the Brian Shaw podcast is cool. Didn't know you were big into Halo. Do you play still? I don't play Halo anymore. I play Call of Duty sometimes, though. Aussie Arm Wrestler, Jake. What's going on, all you legends in the chat? Big Derek, you dead set legend. How are you? I'm good, Jake. I'm good. If you're good, I'm good. Hey, congratulations on 10,000 subscribers, bud. It's a big milestone. It's a lot harder after that. No, congratulations, Jake. I know you're going to kill it. You're going to keep growing. I know you're working the crap out of the YouTube game and the algorithm and trying to move forward, and I think you're going to do it, man. Hey, and best wishes to the kid, man. I hope the baby's doing all right. If you need backup at the Booby Club, let me know. All right, Benji, I'll let you know for sure. Jake in the house. Benji's going on. I can't wait to see Paul Lynn pull again. Even more impressive being he doesn't eat the pancakes. That's true. Being on COD be jumping like they're playing Halo, though. Congratulations on his new hip. Okay. Got you guys. I'm all caught up right now. 119 people in here, 75 likes. You guys, I appreciate that. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, I'd appreciate you guys clicking that thumbs up. A little thumbs up boost before we end the chat or end the stream. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll be back here on Wednesday. We'll talk about some more stuff. More and more content coming out, you guys. I'm getting back to training. I have my table and pulley system behind. I was thinking about maybe streaming some of my wrist workouts for you guys. I'm gonna go to the gym and do big muscle workouts, like biceps and chest and stuff. And then I'm gonna do wrist workouts here. So I was thinking about live streaming the wrist workouts on random nights. You guys just hang out with me. And maybe I'll even erase it off the channel afterwards, just like catch it live or don't catch it at all type of thing. If you guys want to do that. I don't know, that's weird. I don't know. Maybe we can do it. Maybe when we make it fun, and I'll get like a little whiteboard over there, and you guys can track the numbers with me. And I don't know. Maybe we find a way to make it fun. But either way, guys, I love you to death. Thank you for following me, and thank you on the social media stuff. And thank you for supporting me and watching the channel and all the things you do. You guys, if you haven't had a chance, please head over to the awswitch.com. Buy yourself a hat, sticker, shirt, something like that. Marcus, Marcus, send me, message me on Discord or Instagram or something, and send me your address. I'm gonna send you some stuff, man. And send me your sizes, your shirt size, and I'm gonna send you some stuff. Like, obviously, I don't know why I haven't asked you for that yet. Please, Marcus, send me your info. Me or Bridget, actually, it'd be better if you get a hold of Bridget if you send it to her. But send the address, please. I'm gonna send you some stuff, man. Of course, obviously, I'm gonna send you some stuff. So, yeah, Marcus, you've supported me so much, man. The least I can do is send you some shirts and hats and stickers. Yeah, Bridget will send it. Oh, now I get to say she'll send it. Okay. Super tight. Show my biceps. Attaboy. All right, guys. Anyway, like I said, love you to death. I'm gonna get out of here. Gotta go to work tonight a little bit, and yeah, you guys keep training, keep killing the game. I'll see you next week.